kind of include the question as you answer it, just so to give it a context.
Okay.
So like a full answer.
And sneak a little bit to your right, just a tiny
Okay.
bit.
Okay.
Yeah, split the difference.
Split the difference mean
Yeah, just like that.
a little bit more. Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay. Okay.
You got it. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Anytime.
Okay.
So why don't you start by saying, in short, how you got into rock, and if you could just answer, like, you know, what in general how you were feeling, and then how you got to know about this.
Well, the reason I got into raw food was because I was always having a challenge, always being tired. I was always, I wasn't able to, I was have to take an afternoon nap every day, and I was, finally I had flu-like symptoms, and I would sleep 12 hours and I would wake up in the morning and still be very tired. I had just had my first son and I just wasn't able to function. So I went to the doctors, and he told me I had mono, 26. And it's just from that point on, I just wasn't able to, I was always tired. Anytime a stress that came into my life, I'd be wiped completely. So I was always looking for something to give me energy, and I went vegan, took the meat out, took dairy out. I read books on vitamins, took at one point $50, $60 a week in supplements, and it did help me a little bit, but I was still any type of stress in my life, and I wouldn't be able to go to work on the weekends. I'm a nurse, and so I found this book on raw, and I was just reading through it, and it talked about how you could eat fresh fruits and vegetables, mostly uncooked, and you would have boundless energy. So I decided to give it a try, and it so happened that Arnold's Raw Cafe was within 2 miles of where I lived. So I was very excited, and I came over here, and they were talking about the green smoothies, so and how that would give you more energy, and it sounded good. Collards, apple, banana, everything that was good for you. Never had collards in my life, so they were delicious. So I started drinking them. It's been 4 years now. I'm pretty much 100% raw, and I have energy all day long. I'm up till midnight. I wake up early at 6, awake, and I feel good all the time. And it was just starting with the green smoothies, and so I found what I needed.
And so how did then you changed your diet? Talk a little bit about the challenges of adjusting to the diet and how you decided you got more involved with cooking.
Well, when I first started into raw, it was like, what do I eat? I can't just eat apples and bananas all day. What do you eat? So I came here, and it is a challenge at first because it's different equipment. You don't use the oven anymore. You need a Vitamix and a Cuisinart, but those are the 2 basic equipment or machines that you need. But I came here at Arnold's and asking for recipes, what to eat, and he asked me to work on the weekends in the cafe, which I thought was perfect because then I would learn how to make raw bread, make the salads, the soups, the raw soups and everything. And a lot of the recipes out there, the books, there are some good ones, but most of them, the ingredients and the machines that you need is just too overwhelming at first. Like, how do you do this? And it is a challenge. And then I would watch Arnold give classes every Saturday morning in the cafe, and I thought, you know what, I know how I felt when I first started doing this, how I really wanted to do it, but I was at a loss. And I thought maybe I could teach classes and show people a variety of recipes, and there's many. Fettuccine Alfredo, raw marinara sauce, spaghetti, that you can stay 100% raw. And it's not difficult, and the recipes are delicious, and it's easy.
So did you find out about the recipes? I mean, you did do some research and you worked here, but you said you also, it was a personal thing, like you developed things based on what you needed. How did you develop them? Just by trying different
Yes, it was a lot of work in the kitchen. I was trying to make sure these recipes were good. I didn't want to go through all the work of having a dehydrator or making something and it not tasting right. So I did experiment and making the recipes everywhere. Actually, the class helped that way because I was looking for things that would taste good, that were easy to make. And just the fact that I knew if I had something delicious, raw, it motivated me because I knew how good I felt all day eating this way. So if I found delicious recipes, it just kept me raw. So just the knowing the fact that I have energy all day, that's all I want.
So, how did the idea to teach classes with Liz came up?
I was watching Arnold every Saturday. I was here, and I would see him teaching the classes, and his he teaches that, you know, and which is true. Eating just banana and fruits and greens all day does give you tons of energy, but I think people coming in like I did needed a little bit more information. Plus, I wanted to do more. I like to know why does the green smoothie give you energy, and why, what's in it, and it was the enzymes and the chlorophyll and a color to the most nutrient-dense vegetable, and they're not vegetables, they're a whole green leafy, and they're high in protein. And I wanted to tell people that, and I've been reading and researching about it, that this is the reason why you feel better.
So then how did the idea to teach classes came up?
I had asked Arnold, I said, Arnold, can I teach classes on Sundays in addition to your Saturdays? And he was like, sure. He was game for it. He said, go ahead. And then I was like, oh no, I have to really do this. And I was nervous, and I never stood and talked in front of people. Never. I was always a terrible nervous wreck about it. And because I love this so much. And I also think eating more raw food affects you. You're calmer most of the time, that I was able to do it.
So how did you partner with Liz and came up with what the class would be about? Like, what were you willing to or hoping to target that you didn't get from the classes you took?
Elizabeth, I needed help. I definitely needed help with the class. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of prep. It's a lot of experimenting with recipes. I'm not really a cook. Never was a cook. But I love raw food. She is a vegan chef. She does a lot of recipes already. She's very detailed, and very organized. So, and I met her through a meditation class, but she started drinking the green smoothies, was like very excited and couldn't believe how much better she felt with her whole family on green smoothies and eating more raw, and was just so excited. She would call me and I was like, well, I used to teach classes. You and I would be perfect because you know a lot about cooking and spices and ingredients. And since September, we've been doing the classes, and they've steadily been growing, and the recipes are more consistent. She's very good at, I'll find a recipe, but she's good at fine-tuning it. So just to make it a little bit more consistent.
So what do people find in this class that you think is unique?